Welcome to Business News. Nigeria's National Bureau of Statistics has good news on the Nigerian economy. It said on Thursday that inflation has dropped to 13.34% in March 2018. Nigeria's economy is currently experiencing disinflation. It is the 14th consecutive reduction in inflation since January 2017. Anita Felix takes a look at what this means for Nigerians.
The latest drop in the inflation figure may only be 0.99%, but it's a big deal because it marks the 14th consecutive month since January 2017. The figure has been slowing down in Nigeria. It is also the lowest inflation rate in 2 years and is below the benchmark monetary policy rate of 14%. So naturally, investors will be looking to see if the central bank will bring down that benchmark interest rate, which they had long been pushing for.
For me, not just that the trend is positive, the magnitude that we're witnessing is also quite impressive. So we expect a lot of liquidity that will come into the system, and that could reverse the current southward movement in inflation rate. So I think one shouldn't be too optimistic about where we're going to get to, or too bullish that we could achieve a single digit this year, just because of the headwind that we should expect as we approach the election period.
A fall in inflation rates in Nigeria comes with several benefits. For the common man, it means there will be a drop in the price of goods, especially foodstuff. And the new figure shows a disinflation in the food sub-index to 16.08%, from the 17.59% recorded in February. But the question is, are prices indeed coming down in the open market, and are people really feeling the impact on the street?
We have to look at what are those sectors that are actually propelling the drop in inflation. One of the critical sectors is food inflation. Food inflation dropped from 17.6% to 16.08%. That's about 100 basis point decline in food inflation. And food inflation accounts for the greatest share of the basket of items that's measured that are used to measure inflation.
The Nigerian government is targeting an inflation rate of 12.4% by the end of the year. At first, it seemed a tall order, but going by the rate at which the inflation figure has been coming down, it just may be achievable.
As the government begins to implement the budget, as we move closer to the election period, it might be difficult for inflation to continue to go down. So I think excluding the impact of the food inflation, and of course the food inflation does not go down all through the year, because you're going to have the planting season, and when you get the planting season, the decline we saw in food inflation will stall. So if you ask me, I would say we should expect further decline and be prepared for some level of uptick as we approach the end of the year. So if the food inflation trend continues, we should achieve the government target of 12.4%. I think that is highly feasible now.
All eyes will continue to stay glued to the inflation figure to see how long it can get before it stalls and how the country's central bank responds.